Good afternoon, educators. I again take the privilege to welcome you to the third lecture of our Master WordPress course. So far, so good. I appreciate you for the consistency. Earlier today, I've shared with you in the WhatsApp group at least a video on how to use Studio. Today's discussion, while I begin demonstrations, I'll make a quick demo on how we can use WordPress Studio. And for this course, we shall be using WordPress Studio. Again, this evening, I've also shared another video on how to use Exam. So because you don't want to go with us on Studio, I've recorded another video how to use Exam. Now, in this lecture today, our focus is going to be on full site editing. So we'll discuss what is full site editing. We'll put emphasis on using block themes we looked at last time to understand what templates are and what template parts are. We'll try to discuss template hierarchy, how WordPress uses different templates to display content on our website. I'll end this lecture with a demonstration on how we can edit our templates. Without wasting time, I'll go over this content quickly and then we'll start our demonstrations. All right, so the first thing is going to be full site editing. What is full site editing? Well, full site editing is a WordPress feature that allows you and me to visually edit every part of our website. That is from the headers, the footers, the sidebars, and the content. Like in the last lecture, I showed you the difference between traditional themes and block themes. We realized that in classic or traditional themes, you needed several plugins to edit different parts of the content, or you needed to read the documentation which came with the themes in order to create or edit content like headers and footers. But with block themes, we realized you can use a full site editing feature or use blocks to edit every part of the web page, header, the footer, like I've just talked about. Well, just to make you aware, full site editing was introduced in 2022 when they rolled up WordPress 5.9. This extends Gutenberg block editor to the entire site, like I was explaining. Over years 2023, 2024, up to 2025, full site editing has introduced very many features that we can use to improve the general appearance of our site. AI, for example, assistance in generating patterns, and more other use features to enhance faster editing. So that's all about full site editing. There are a few key components that you may need to be aware about full site editing. The very first one, I want you to know that full site editing is all about blocks. Everything uses blocks from the header, the footer, and all other parts of the content. We use blocks from the menu to the posts and so forth. Another very important component is when you want to access full site editing, we head to appearance and then editor, and then use the tools or the features we are yet to see to enhance our site. And lastly, we have global styles. You can use the global styles to edit the entire website. Take a look. For example, we can set colors for all headings in our site. We can set background. We can set different typographies and maybe different fonts. We can choose layouts, and every time we create pages, we don't have to edit color. We don't have to maybe change font, but then We use global styles to control the font, the color, and other layouts as far as it's concerned. So that's a brief about full site editing. The rest is going to be in demonstration, how we can use full site editing. So every time we have installed block themes, we'll have access to templates. All themes that we install come with templates. We can explain a template as already pre-designed, a pre-design that we can probably customize to suit our preference. In the block themes, they include a JSON files. Probably I can demonstrate to you as for you to see. I've included here a link to this article, and I hope you will find time to read it. If I can open and show you the article. I've also on my right here, you can see a picture of WordPress.org repository. I explored this in the previous lecture. So every time you want to use full site editing, you'll have to visit WordPress.org. From the category or from the menu of extend, you select themes, and then you filter to block themes and select a theme that suits your preference, either to use in exam or to install in a live working interface. Next, the other very important feature I wanted to show you is the templates. When you have downloaded the template of any kind, I tried to explain this in the previous lecture. By default, when you install WordPress this year, you'll be running 2025 theme. So 2025 theme is a block theme. I did show you that this theme comes along with these templates. There's a home page template, there's an archive, all are used to display different information on our website. For example, under archives here, there is always a template that displays the posts we create using different categories. There's always a template to display the pages. Even if you created about, you created contact, you created maybe gallery, the template which is used to display the pages is the same. There's a template also that helps us to display the search results and then the 404 page, the error page. How about template parts? We can define a template part as a reusable block or template. For each of these templates I've explained on the middle here, maybe the post page template, there's a template part called a header. So you can create a header, one header as a template part, and add it across so many templates on your website. You can even also create a footer as a template part and use it across different templates. Besides header and footer, there are other template parts. Maybe you've designed a very beautiful block. You can save that block as a template part and reuse it. So every time we talk about a template part, what comes in your mind should be reusable blocks on our website. Maybe to help, I've also referenced an article here that gives much details about what templates and templates part are. For templates, I've already told you, they are designs which determine the page layout or the appearance of given pages. And for every theme we download, there are these templates which come along. For example, I have one of the templates I downloaded here on my extreme right. Inside it, there was an archive template which displays all archives, categories, tags, and so forth. There's also another template part for the home page, the front page. We'll be illustrating in a live demo shortly. So every time you want to access templates, I've provided this reference. Should you forget, you head to editor under appearance, and then you click on templates to see your templates. Additional to what I've just said, I've referenced this page to help you follow along what templates parts. We've already determined them as reusable blocks for our global areas. Header, footer, sidebar as examples. I've referenced an article which explains more about template parts. Please feel free to read about it. I can open here probably to see this documentation on how to use the template parts. Well, so let's try to make some little understanding here. Our teams come along with very many templates. Now, how does WordPress use those deep templates to display information on your website? It follows features which is known as template hierarchy. What is template hierarchy? Template hierarchy is a WordPress system for selecting which template to use. For you, as you create a page, as you create a post, WordPress has to find a suitable template to render the page, to render the post as it is being displayed to the users. Now, there are certain rules that WordPress follows to display the information we create, the pages and posts. One of it is most specific template wins. What do I mean? We have static pages. If you create static pages, and maybe you want a page to be the home page, you want a page to be the blog page. So under the settings tab, under reading, we can always dictate which page to display the home page and which page to display the blog. The other is dynamic content. When you create information, maybe posts, or you create news, or you create events on your website, you can create categories and then create templates that will be used to display the different categories. That's what we call dynamic or archive hierarchy. So in dynamic, one category can be used to display a lot of information unless specified. Maybe if you have a category like math, all the posts you create and you select the category of math will be displayed using the math category, unless maybe you specify with a tag, unless you specify with the author. So if you're creating a WordPress site with a lot of information, you can create different templates to display different information. But to achieve that, you need to create categories and create templates to display different categories, create templates to display different tags, create templates to display different authors, create templates to display different dates. That's why in the hierarchy rule, we are saying most specific template wins. Let me give a good example here in the illustration. Now, this diagram will help you understand what happens behind the scenes. If you create a home page, WordPress will use a template which is called front page to display your home page. If you don't have this page, this template front page, WordPress will use an index page from your templates to display the home page. Some people have complained they download a theme, but later they create their home pages, but the home page is showing something else. Yet when they open the website, it's showing something else. So the home page, for you to display your home page, you need a front page template. And this is always a static page. You can set under the settings. You can also use the front page to display some posts. However, every time you create a post, a news article, WordPress uses a single post template to display the posts. If there is no template for single post, WordPress will go to the front page, rather will go to the page called index. So if WordPress do not find these suitable templates in your theme, then it will display these pages on my left using the index page. The index page is like the default template. If you're creating a theme, you need to begin with the index template. So the index template is used to display all the information on the website unless you specify. For example, when you create the posts, you need to create a single post template to display your posts. When you create pages, you need to dictate how the pages are going to be rendered by creating the page template. If you don't have that page, then WordPress will use index template, the page to display that all the pages you have, including archives. For archives, when you are creating archives, we always have categories, we have tags, and we have authors. So it is good that your theme or inside your WordPress theme, you create a template for the category. And every time you're going to display the categories, WordPress uses this to display your information. The same to search. If there is no search template, WordPress will use an index page. Even the 404. 404 is an error page. When people search for pages on your website that are not there, they are supposed to have error page come up. So there is a template normally we create called 404.php. In conclusion, all templates are saved with the extension .php.php.php.php.php. So when we are creating them, for us, we don't put .php, but WordPress identifies them with the extension .php. We'll have demonstrations to understand, but this is the theory underlying how the pages are displayed. WordPress uses template hierarchy to render information that we create on our website. For good rendering, for good display, we need appropriate templates for WordPress to display our content. There is also another theory under archive templates. So for archives, I've told you, you need to create categories. I just gave an example here in this diagram. If you have created a category maybe called biology for subjects, maybe your website is having downloads and you want when a person is downloading maybe a download which is math, to be using a template which suits maybe for math. You want a person maybe when he's reading an article of an event, you want it to be rendered as an event. So you need specific category for all events or for all different groupings you have on your website. Otherwise, if you don't create categories, if you don't create tags, WordPress uses index page to display information on your page. As we wind up with the theory, I want us to talk about editing templates. Today's session is going to be more practical, but this theory is very key. I've prepared some resources I'll share with you. Kindly read. You have any question, let me know in my chat. You can always ask in the group. Please, Thursdays, Sunday, Tuesday are for you to consult and seek help as far as this program or course is concerned. Now, to edit any template, the clear process is here. We head to appearance, that is under our dashboard. We go to editor and select the templates. Then we choose the template we want to edit, then use Gutenberg to edit our templates. And whenever we edit these templates, we shall be using blocks or block editing. You'll understand what block editing looks like. We can even use the command palette to search a template of our choice accordingly. Again, in the lecture notes, I've referenced articles to achieve better illustrations. I at least dedicated time to speak less, but then we use a lot of time to try to demonstrate. So please feel free to use the articles I've shared here for you to understand. For example, in template hierarchy, if I try to click on this reference, you'll see a detailed article about template hierarchy that WordPress uses to render or display information. And if you scroll, there's even a diagram I use to prepare or to summarize the diagram I've just shown you. So please read through and understand how WordPress renders information we create on our website. Well, unless there's a question, I now want to end here with the theory, and we use the rest of our time in our lecture for the practical demonstration. So I'll end show here. Is there a person having a theoretical question? I can give at least a break to interact as we switch to the demos. Please, if you have a very contentious question, theoretically, you can put up your hand and ask. All right, I do welcome the colleagues that have joined us. Comrade Peace, welcome. And Innocent, okay, thank you for joining us. All right. Now, this is my desktop. Today's discussion, I want to ask that in whatever I'm going to do, I want you to do it. For the rest of the other lectures, I have not been putting a lot of emphasis on hands-on because I was using the demonstrations to help us understand the theoretical concepts. But here, henceforward, do me a favor and practice. So our starting point is to get a local tool. The local tool I've recommended us to use is WordPress Studio. So to download WordPress Studio, you can search in your search engine WordPress Studio. But still, I've shared with you a video on how you can use WordPress Studio. So I want to show you how we download WordPress Studio. So I used the search engine to type WordPress Studio, and then I clicked on WordPress Studio. So the website we use to download WordPress Studio is developer.wordpress.com/studio. Kindly visit this website. When you scroll down on the website, WordPress Studio is by WordPress.com. The team from WordPress.com is the one that made WordPress Studio. There is a download available for people of Mac. Then there's a download available for people of Windows. So in case you are using Mac, you can download it accordingly. So for my case here, I'm going to just show you on Windows. If I click on download Windows, automatically they will initialize the download. I just have to select the path where I want to save, and then I click save. The download is very, very light, about 368 MBs. So I'm going to cancel that download because I've already downloaded to my computer. Immediately you download WordPress Studio, the next thing is to install. I selected earlier on desktop. So WordPress Studio is here. Our file that has been downloaded, 368 MBs. So you can now simply double click on the application. Normally the extension at the end is .exe. So double click on it, and automatically the installation shield will be initialized. And there's no anywhere you'll have to click next. From the installation shield, WordPress Studio will quickly install for you the tool that you'll be using in this course to create an offline site. Next week, I'll be sharing those people who have paid their login details for the online site, because we'll be using the online tool. I promise to create for you subdomains. So to allow me to see what you are doing, you'll be using this to upload some of the work for me to see. So those who have not paid, please prepare resources. Now, when you open WordPress Studio, this is the interface you'll look at. Because I've already created a site, on my extreme left is my sample site. If you want to add a new site, below on the left or in the bottom left corner is Add Site. You just simply click on Add Site. And once you click on Add Site, this dialog box will pop up. You have to put here the site name. Then I want us to create a website called Reading Room. I'll use this website to put some downloads that we can use. So the Reading Room. Next, you can just click Add Site. However, you can always toggle the advanced settings. You can customize the folder where you want the website to be stored. By default, it's stored in Studio, and it creates a subfolder for it. So this is just optional, but just to show you, in case you want to practice or change the PHP version for experiments, you can choose the PHP version. You can even try to choose WordPress version. But just for the very start, it is okay. You can continue by writing the site name and then just click on Add Site. WordPress will install for us all. It will create the database, it will create it will install WordPress, the files, and in the shortest period of time, we'll have our site ready. So this is the interface you'll have. The Reading Room is the site we've created. It is very important for you to make sure the site is running. If it's not running, you just have to click on Start. How do you know it is running? On the left side here, there's a green bar, the green icon. Now, when you see a green icon against the site's name, then you know it is running. You can stop it and you can start it from here as well. So when you have started the site, you can go to the dashboard. To go to the dashboard, you just click on WP Admin, and WordPress Studio will log in for you. You will not be again required to log in. It has created for you a user using a username called admin. I've just on the dashboard clicked on user, and the user created is admin. You can even try to edit. In case you want to change the password, you can just click on edit, scroll down, and then set new password. However, if you want to know the password WordPress Studio has created, you just have to return to your studio here, go to Settings tab, scroll down. You see the username is admin, and you can just copy the password and use it to log in. So please experiment. Earlier on, I gave you an assignment. I don't know whether there are people who completed the assignment, but I required you to download WordPress Studio and then create a site, then add a theme. In case you want to open a site, you just click on Open Site here from Studio, and it will take you to the front end. While on the front end, if you look at this title bar here, I can click on W to toggle between dashboard. If I want to go to the front end, I just go to the Reading Room here, and then I click Visit Site. That is to toggle between the front end and the back end. That is using the dashboard. But Studio, if I go back to overview here, why I would recommend us to use Studio for now. On the overview, we have site editor, patterns, templates, styles. So you can directly go to the site editor using the Studio, WordPress Studio. You see, if I go back and I wanted to, sorry, let me maximize this again. Oh, sorry about that. No. All right. All right. So Let me hope members, can you see my screen? I think, please give me feedback
Not
there.
yet.
Yes,
Yes, please,
see.
you can see.
Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. So please, let's use WordPress Studio to install our Word or to create a local site. Okay, now I'm going to still stay in dashboard here, and we'll try to practice what we have been discussing about in our lecture 3 today. This has just been a by the way to help us connect. So as an assignment, do me a favor and try to install WordPress Studio. Go ahead to open it in the dashboard after creating a site. Let's go to themes, appearance, themes. Of course, the very first thing normally, immediately you create a WordPress site is to add a theme when you log in your dashboard. To add a theme, you go to appearance and then click add a theme. For this lecture and this course, we are interested in block themes. So I have to click on block themes. Why? Because we are using full site editing or Gutenberg. Now, there are many templates here, and I'll give you an assignment to look a theme, to look for at least one which impresses you, the one that you feel will suit your use case. There are a couple of them. To achieve something faster, allow me use this one quickly today. Like I used it last time, Psychopath, but I can change later if you ask me. I've used Psycho. So I want to install this one called Psychotherapy. I'll click install. Now, if you're using WordPress Studio, you are covered. You can just directly install your theme from the studio. So I will just hang on a little bit as we install our theme. Okay. Wow, installation is successful. The next thing is to click on activate to allow my theme added. Very important. I asked you last time to consider removing the themes you are not using. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard under appearance. I click on themes, try to delete any theme I'm not using. It's called cleaning up process. Why? To keep yourself secure, especially when you are online. There could be vulnerabilities when themes get outdated and we don't update them or we forget. So it's important to always remove all the themes or things you're not using. So I'll just keep it clean with the psychotherapy, the theme I've installed. To allow you to see how my theme looks like, I'm going to toggle the front end. How do I check the front end of my website? I have to go to the reading room here, right click on visit site, and I want to open it in new tab. So this is my front end. The theme is currently looking like this. Can I ask a person on call to tell me which template do you think right now the theme is using to display our web page right now? Who can try to guess from the little discussion we talked about? Please feel free to unmute and tell me. Which template do you think is the theme template hierarchy do you think is being used to render this page? Okay. That is the index page, index page. So I will show you the templates shortly, but I want us to first go to the dashboard here. To help you understand what I'm talking about, I'm first going to create some pages here quickly. From my dashboard, I will go to pages. Look at so far. Let me see the pages we have. I have privacy and sample. Maybe let me trash this one. Let me remove them to make it clean also. Please also always trash them so that you at least have what you are going to use. After trashing the unnecessary pages, to create your own page, you can just click on Add Page and create the pages. I will try to type in home and then click Publish on my right. Please, I'm going to explain the features of what you're seeing shortly. Let me again click Add Another Page. We shall agree about the content structure in terms of pages we can have on our website in the next lecture. But now, let me create at least 3 pages, actually 4. Again, I'll click Publish. I'll click Add Page on my right. The other page I'm going to create is the blog to display the posts. And then I'm going to go ahead to create the last page, which is Contact Us. So again, type Contact Us and then click Publish on my extreme right. Again, when I click on W, I go to the dashboard. So every time you want to go to the dashboard, you click on W. Under Pages, these are the pages so far I've created. I have the home page, the Contact Us page, the blog page, and then the About Us page. Our discussion today is centering about themes, template parts, and I want to discuss how to edit templates and how to edit template parts. Immediately, we are going to go to our site editor and begin looking at the templates that come along with this theme. We discuss them in depth and how to use them, probably editing them. So to go to templates, you go to Appearance, and then you go to Editor. If you don't use this, if you're using Studio, like I told you, you can always just go back and click on Overview. And under Overview, there's Customizer, different tabs here. You can simply click on Site Editor to directly go the Site Editor. At least now, you know there are 2 options. So from our Site Editor, and under Design, we have different menus here. We have Navigation, Styles, Pages, Templates, and Patterns. By the end of the lecture, we'll have discussed all these. But for our case, we are first going to begin with the templates here. So I'll click on Templates. When I click on Templates, at least now you have a display of all the templates we have in this theme. Please be aware, different themes comes with different templates, but at least there are always those major, like I demonstrated to you using our diagram here. For every theme you download, at least there will always be a front page template, there will be a single post template, there will be a page template, and there will be at least a search 404. Let's investigate and check this theme. First is the archive. We have a template here called All Archive. So if you create different categories and you don't specify by creating a template to display a given archive, all archives will be used to display all the categories, all the tags you create on your website. So if maybe you create posts like subjects, maybe like news, like events, and you don't specify to create a template to display news and events, WordPress will use all archives to display those templates that you've rather content you've created without specifying. Now, this is an e-commerce site. There's archive product. So, because you can sell products on it, there's also an archive here to display the products. There's one which is blank here. If you create a page which is unspecified, you don't save it, WordPress, this template will be used to display the information on the page that are not yet saved in drafts. We have blog sidebar. You can display your blogs with a sidebar on the left. You can display your blogs with a sidebar on the right. Now, this is the front page. And earlier on, from our website, if I try to again show you in the front end, I visit the website on the front end, you see here, WordPress is using the front page to display our website here. Next, we have full width template. We have grid layout. We have index. This is the template that is used to display any content which is not specified on the website. I have page. I have page with the sidebar left, page with the sidebar right, page for cart. This, like I told you, the theme is e-commerce. You can sell products on it. That's why there's cart. Every developer that creates a template, rather that creates a theme, creates templates basing on the use case. Maybe you have downloaded a medical theme, the nature of templates you'll get in that theme are different from the templates you'll get in an e-commerce web theme or a school theme and so forth. So you can always try to filter and find out exactly the appropriate theme you are looking for. So there's page template. This displays all the pages. There's single posts. Now let me try to be practical here. I am going to go to my dashboard here and we see what I'm talking about. Let me click on pages here. So far we have created the About Us page, the blog, the contact, the home. I'm going to open this page and you see how it looks like, even when our page is blank, because we would expect this page being blank to find nothing when you open the page. So if I hover on the page, among the options, there is view. I can right click here and open new tab. So this is the About Us page. Very fascinating. You see, I have a header, I have a page title, and I have a footer. So where is this coming from? This is coming from the template called pages. So all these pages, let me open another one called contact. If I right click on contact and open new tab, I know the page is blank. You see, it is currently having a header, having a footer. The middle part you are seeing white in space here is where the content is supposed to be displayed. Now, how do you edit these pages? Rather templates, because before we edit the pages, I have to first make some emphasis on how we edit the templates. But now I'm just going to show you how we can edit the template part for pages so that you can understand. Because I'm going to show you at least how to edit every template. How do you edit the front page template, the one that displays the home page? How do you edit the posts template and so forth? I'll be using this diagram so much. Please refer to it. So every time you're creating the home page, you need a template called front page to display the home page. If you're creating a post, you need a template called single post to display your posts. You're creating other pages, you need a template called page.php to display the pages on your website. Now, to edit the page templates, there are normally two ways. You can go back to your site editor, like we went there, go back to templates. And then among these templates, scroll down patiently and look for a template which is called pages. Again, I want to put emphasis. That is, if at all you have attended this lecture or you have done research and you have known that pages template is used to display the page you create on your website. If there's information you are seeing on the website, but you don't know, take a look. I have opened the About Us page, but I don't know the template which is being used to display this page. If you look at this toolbar on top, I have got edit page, and then I've got edit site. Now, edit site is used to edit the templates which is being used to display this page. Edit page is used to edit the page. And you look at the difference here. If I right click on edit site and I open the new tab, and then here I just click on edit page. So if I click edit page, automatically it will take me to Gutenberg. Remember, for site editing, we are saying they use Gutenberg. edit the pages and create content in terms of blocks, full site, and like I've given explanation. But if you click on edit site, if you click on edit site, the template which is being used to edit site is going to be open to you. We have at least our header, the title, and then I have the page content here. If I scroll down, I also have the footer. Let me hope you now understand the templates and how we edit and search for the templates. Because the different templates, if you recall again in my diagram here, I told you that in the process of designing your website, once you've downloaded the theme, the very first thing you have to begin editing are template parts. Why? Template parts are reusable blocks. They are reusable blocks we can add on every template. An example as being header and footer appears on all templates. So if you're going to begin customizing your template, then you always begin with the header and a footer. I'm going to go back to my site and we try to go ahead to edit our let me go back to the dashboard and we try to edit the header footer, and then we conclude with other templates I've not talked about. My goal was to first show you the general structure as far as templates, and then you understand what happens behind scenes as you work it out. So how do we edit header and footer as the template parts for our website? We edit the header, we go to appearance, go to site editor, that is for in the dashboard, and then go to patterns. So all template parts are accessed under patterns. So under patterns, we have header, footer, general, and then we have all template parts too, if you want to display them at once. Now, I want to just click on header, and so far, this theme has got one header. So you can just always click on this header and then start editing. Now, it is at this point when I'm going to show you some features that are very important when you are editing content. What are these features? On the extreme top of our window, we have this toolbar here. The W, like we've explored, takes us to the dashboard. The plus is called the block inserter. So every time we want to add blocks, I've told you that full site editing allows us to create content on, rather edit the entire website using blocks. So the header, the footer, the content is made up of blocks. So every time you want to add new blocks, you click the block inserter here. We'll explore it later in our course. I have undo, I have redo. And then I have a document overview. So the document overview helps me to check all the pages on my website, rather all the blogs on my website. So if I click on the document overview here, I can see all the header has been grouped. The blocks items have been grouped. I can always toggle to expand. I can toggle to expand all this accordingly. And every time we'll be creating blocks, by the way, we'll group them. In this case, I will just show you how to edit. In the later weeks, we'll be creating from scratch. So I will show you how to create rows, how to create blocks, or divide rows in two parts, etc. I'll be showing you that accordingly. Now, after that, we have a command palette. In case you want to switch between a footer, you want to switch templates, you can always just click here and search for whatever. Maybe you want footer, you type footer. Maybe you want a template, so-called pages, you search for pages. You want to go to the home page, you can search home, and so forth. So every time you want to switch between header or you go to different templates, you can use the command palette, either press Ctrl K or simply simply click on the command palette and search for the template or the part you want to edit. On the extreme right, we have the settings here. So every block that we create, we can always find additional settings here. We have the styles, I'll talk about them later. We have the view, and then we have the options. These ones I'll come back to them later. So where you wanted to edit the header Gmail, we just have to highlight here and put your valid email, maybe info at teacher DennisKruger.com. You want to edit a phone number, you can simply highlight and put in the phone number of your choice accordingly. So you can edit content in a template by simply selecting it, highlighting it, and then adding accordingly. You can also use the document overview and then try to toggle to expand items until you get the appropriate item. If you try to click on it automatically, the document overview will show you where that particular element is. Can I get feedback? Are you colleagues following? Are we together up to that very point on how to edit our header? Hey, can I have some feedback? Oh, okay, I've seen the thumbs up. Thank you, Hatim. Thank you, Comrade Apofia, for joining through. Now, there's another very important part. Perhaps I can't leave here. Let me talk about creating this menu, though later I'll show you how to create navigation. So if in case you wanted to edit this navigation here, you can always click on one item here and then go and click on the settings. Settings is on the right. So when you click on the right here, we have so many things. We have the custom link. The person who created this template, because it did have pages, he created these menu items using custom links. So every time you want to replace them with your appropriate menu, you have to just click on one item, activate the settings on your extreme right, try to click on the custom link here, and then now create your own navigation. To create your own navigation, you click on the dots on the extreme right, and then select create a menu. Automatically, when you click create a new menu, this will appear, the navigation menus. So you have to click on the plus sign to add a block and then search for pages. So it is from these menus. That's why I began by creating pages. I told you, begin by creating pages. So I can go ahead to rearrange the pages to suit the way I want them to be. And when I'm done, I just click on save and I expect that header to have been saved. Please feel free to ask questions. Let me try to change this heading to, rather this location to Kampala, Uganda. I think this is all. I can also save these changes. Next, I'm going to show you how to edit the footer. And to edit the footer, we click on the W to return to the site editor. If you click on it again, it takes you to the dashboard. So use the W or the site icon to toggle between the site editor and then the dashboard. So under the patterns, we have our template part. So far, we have edited the header. In case you wanted to edit the footer, still you just tap on the footer here. And all your footers, if they appeared in a theme, they will be here. The upcoming lectures, I'll show you how to create footers from scratch. To edit this footer, you now just double click on the footer and then you start editing it. Oh, sorry about this here. Some error here. Let me get some feedback. Are you people able to see? I'm going to stop sharing and share again because my screen, okay, something is wrong. Okay, let me try to check here. In the meantime, we are going to edit our footer. So I will return back here and show us something. All right. Okay. Please, I am getting back to the footer. Mm. All right, let me reshare the screen. Sorry about that network glitch. Make sure. Please give me thumbs up if you can see my screen. Give me thumbs up. Okay, thank you, Comrade Peace. All right, thank you, Comrade Innocent. Now, from our site editor here, we are looking at patterns. We are on footer. And so far, inside our site, we have one footer. When I click on the footer will be loaded accordingly. There's a button, I hope being pressed here on my keyboard. I don't know why this is moving through. Okay. Sorry about that comment. Which button? Keyboard efuse keyboard. Simanyi button eyo yali pressed. Hope you can also see my screen shaking. Is my screen shaking? I'm trying to look for the button that probably may be pressed here. Okay, I think that's all. So to edit your footer, you simply have to highlight here to achieve something quickly. I prepared some information on my desktop here because I just didn't want to talk to show you master. Okay, where is the reading tool? Okay. Let me go back to documents here. Please, this is not part of the demo. I'm just retrieving my content I've prepared earlier on to help me get something quickly here. Okay, so for any information you may want to edit on your footer, you just have to highlight the content and then paste there the content. Or you can type accordingly. If you, because I've told you for any item you want to edit here in Gutenberg, you just have to go and click on it. And once you click on it, you can replace by highlighting, then type. That is how easy it is to edit. However, if you can't do that, you can simply use the document overview. You click on the document overview and you select the item. On the extreme right, you will see the particular item. So we shall learn later how to use columns and we create our footers from scratch. Let me just replace the number here quickly to, because I don't want to take a lot of time here. I want us to focus more on something else. This is info at teacherdance.com. And for the address, I'm putting Kampala. That is Uganda. Now, in case there are columns you want to remove, maybe I don't want the column for services, just in case I don't want this column. Because the template, it has 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see. 1, 2, there are about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. The section was divided into columns. So where you want to edit the column, to remove a column, you just have to select it by selecting one item. You can use this floating menu to click the entire item. If you click again using the floating menu, you will select the entire column. Once more, click on the first item, click on the first item to select the list. Again, click to select the entire column. So for every block you click on, this floating menu will always appear to allow you to further customize the changes. On the extreme right is the settings panel. You can always try to see more settings to help you edit that block. So for my case, I want to remove this and I'll use the floating menu to delete it away to go away. And even this, I'm going to highlight and just put teacher Dennis Kruger. All right. Once you're done with your design, you just have to click on save. And that's how you can edit the template parts, the header and footer as an example. In later case, I will show you how you can make a blog to be a template part. Maybe you've created a very good blog, but you want to use it on different pages. So if you have just joined us, we are trying to practically demonstrate how to edit templates and template parts using full site editing. Now, I want to go back to my dashboard and I try to show you something. So I'm going to click on W. On the dashboard here, so far, let me show you under pages. We have about, we have blog, we have contact, and home. Let me open this page and you have a look of the page. Okay? I've opened it, a new tab. This is the page. Can someone unmute and tell me the template they think is being used to display the home page now? This home page I've created. Yes, brother.
I think it is the page. I think it is the page template.
Very accurate. Thank you very much, sir. Now, when you create a home page and you create blog page, because I talked about under my slide here, under template hierarchy, please allow me show you this thing. So under template hierarchy, unless specified, WordPress uses most specific hierarchy to win. If you want the home page to take a different template, then you have to go to settings here. From your dashboard, you go to settings and click on reading. So it is from this reading that you can go back and click on static. I told you in the template hierarchy, static pages they have the most specificity. Any page you set as the front page or the blog page will always be the most specific. So under settings, proceed and click on static. For the home page, select the correct home page, and for the blog, select the blog page. I'm going to scroll down and then I click save. I'm going to return to pages and we try to open the home page again for you to see the difference. So I'll hover on the home, right click on the home and open the new tab. So currently now, if I open the home page, you can see it is displaying something else. Once more, which template do you think now, even if I click on the home now, we know the home page is blank, but when I click on the home page so far, it is showing something. So which template do you think is being used to display the home page? Any other person again to unmute and interact with me? My comrade Innocent, go to Lina Lero. Comrade Innocent. Which page?
Yes, I think it is the home.
You think, no, I want the template. Which template do you think is being used to display the home page? We know the home page is blank. We have just gone to the settings tab here, and under the settings tab, we went to reading, and under reading, we chose the home page to be home. So which template do you think is being used to display the home page? Yes, teacher Hatim Lowega.
Hopefully, I think it is the front page template.
Very powerful. I would even ask the members on call to show you some love. You can hit the reaction button And extend love to my colleague, Comrade Hatim. Hatim, you see the love, so much love is coming from colleagues rather. Now, how do you edit this template? Like I told you, every time you are visiting or you are showing the page in the front mode, there is edit page and edit site. In case you want to edit the template which is being used to display a page, you click edit site to quickly edit it. If you want to edit the contents of the page, we click edit page. Or you can skip to dashboard, go to appearance, go back to editor, and while in editor, click on templates. Under templates, scroll and look for the front page template. So this is the front page template. And if I click on it, you will see that it is the same page you are seeing on the front page. It is just opening in a while. My page is opening in a while. So that is the front page template. And editing it now is very simple. To edit it, you can use the same process we've done with the header and footer. You just have to highlight the content and put there the content. And the other disclaimer I would give is for full site editing or for block themes, we don't always create our own home page, but rather we edit the front page. So on your website, I don't expect you to again find you trying to edit the page here, because if you try to go to edit page, if I click on edit page, you'll find the page blank. So let me show it practically. See, the page is blank. So it is that reason when you're creating your pages, let the home page be created, leave it blank as it is. However, go back to settings, under reading, give it under the most specific, give it a reading, make it the home page static. Now, every time you want to edit the content on the home page, always click on edit site for you to change the information there. For these other pages, if I click on about us, you see now the header and footer are correct, because I told you template parts are reusable. They are being used on every pages. If I click on contact page, so all other pages I create will have the pages template. If I click on blog, I will get a unique page as well. So I wanted to just demonstrate finally on how we can edit this home page. I have some content I created here. When you're creating the home page later in the planning process, in the upcoming lectures, I'll plan with you and show you the guidance, the rules we follow when we are going to create a home page. Today, I already pre-created some content, but normally we have to plan our web content, how our website is going to look like, and what information we are going to put there. Allow me just go to my structure here. I will try to edit the hero section. In the home page, this section you are seeing is called the hero section. It is actually the very first section in the home page. When you are planning later, we'll always plan content which will be on the hero section. Hero section. So according to this template, they have a slider. It is 2 blocks but put together to slide. If you remember in the front end, if I can show you, in the front end, you see it is that small, but it is sliding. I try to click on this, another block can come, another one can come. So when editing, you have to edit 2 of them at the same time. For example, I am going to go to my content here. I copy this plan here. It's welcome to the reading room. And I'll highlight, paste, Control V, the beauty with WordPress. And later, I'm going to copy this content here. Control C, come here and press Control V. That is welcome to the reading room, a platform. Let me make this capital A. Okay, a platform offering CBC summaries. Next thing, to change this picture still, You can always click on media and later click on replace. Because I've told you for every block you click on, there's a floating menu that appears. In case you want it to be, you want to customize changes, maybe bold, maybe switch between heading to paragraph, like we'll discuss later, you can always use this floating menu. You can also use the title bar on top to activate the settings to see additional settings. I will have the deeper sessions to explain to you how to use Gutenberg and how to create blocks. So here I'll just have to replace this quickly. I'll click on this and then select replace from the floating menu. For media, when we are replacing, we either replace from the media library, from the pictures we have already uploaded, or we can upload a picture direct. Remember, if you attended my previous lecture, I put emphasis that every time we are going to upload pictures, make sure the pictures are light. That's a precaution I gave. Besides being light, you have to make sure they are renamed properly. They are having appropriate names. So maybe I'll call this a reading room. I'll put a hyphen and say teacher using tablets to revise content. Now later I can click on my image, select open, and it will be uploaded accordingly. I'll give later precautions on pictures we should put on in the hero section. For now, allow me to use this picture as it is. You can scroll and also change this information the way you want. I'll just duplicate this, but now I will try to use some other content I prepared here and then paste accordingly to show you. One of the vital or the key rule we have to put in mind when we're editing the home page is that it should have brief intros or information about other pages with links to other pages. So maybe I can click on this button and then click on the hyperlink here, search for a page that has detailed information. I want to redirect the web visitors to read about that intro. Avoid putting a lot of information on the given pages. Instead of free quotes, I'll maybe say download resources. Download resources. So plan content and always put there appropriate. Say download resources according. So for all these other pages, I can always scroll down, click on the content I want to edit, highlight, paste there the content. Maybe if I want to put here who we are, let me summarize with this one. I'll copy it and then go and place the content there accordingly, the way I have planned or deemed it to look like. This is an about us section. So for every page you have on your website, it must be featured on the home page, something little that introduces, because as a landing page, we expect to have at least brief or highlights where users can always be enticed to read more about other pages with call to action buttons for users to click on to get those other pages. Once you're done editing your page, you just click on save. And if I now try to refresh on the front end in the new tab, you can see the hero section is having updated content. I have my picture here and this is sliding. If I scroll a little bit in the about us section, still I have little information. In the interest of time, I have not customized this media, but I would follow the same hierarchy to highlight, replace, and change the content accordingly. So homepage or the front page is handled very, very differently. You don't handle it the same way you handle other pages. And the good news is, at least for this course, I'll be supporting you to add content to all other pages as we continue forth. Well, I want to get back to appearance because our lecture today is discussing templates, template parts, and editing templates, not editing pages. I want to create a new post and we see the appropriate templates the post will be used to rendered. So to add a post from my dashboard, I go to posts, click on all posts. So far, I have this hello world. I'm going to trash it because as a precaution, I don't want it. I want my site to be clean. To add a new post or to add news, I have to click on add post. And still, you should have planned which posts you want to create. Let me have this one. 5 creative ways to learn. Let me copy this heading. When creating posts, we use this menu. There are times when you are creating, you want to have complete control of your content. Using this toolbar on top here, on the extreme end are options buttons. You can always activate full screen mode so that you have at least your dashboard clearly visible with Gutenberg as you clearly edit. So add the title. I'll put here the title of my post. And then my content, like I've planned, I will highlight my content in the post. This is just a demo post. It may be very, very narrow and very small. I'll post it as it is accordingly. So I have added a post and then I've just pasted my other content. In future lectures, I'll show you how we can create from scratches using Gutenberg as you try to learn how to use these blocks, because I'll be showing you how we use different block items here. The last lecture, I put emphasis in SEO. There are so many terms, so many things we'll be implementing now. But allow me just go under the settings tab here on my extreme right. I click on posts. So every time we're creating a post, we put the title, put your content of the post, and then click on post. There are other very vital settings posts should have. One of it is the featured image. The other is the category and tags. There must be use of a picture. There must be a picture utilized to illustrate your content. So I click on set featured image. For maximizing time, I'm going to select this same picture, which I've added in my WordPress for demo as a featured image, but you always have to select a good picture with good features to take as the featured image. I can scroll down under categories and also create a category, because for every post you create, it is important you create a category. Categories help us to organize posts. So I can click on add category, and this is 5 creative ways to learn CBC content at home. Maybe let me just use a generic one as news for learning purposes. I've just typed news and pressed enter automatically because it is the only post that has been pre-selected. When you're done, click publish. The other things I've tried to dodge talking about as far as headings are concerned, content, images, SEO. So I just have to click publish because I want you to see how the post is going to be rendered. Now, our post has been published. Below it is the view button here. So I'm just going to click on view post. When I click on view post, this is how the post is looking like. We have a header, we have a post title, a featured image, the contents, the comments at the end, and then I have a footer. I also have a sidebar on the extreme right. WordPress is using a particular template to render or to display this post. So in case you want to edit this sidebar to customize it further, you edit that template. In case you are not happy about maybe some metadata here or any other feature of this template, you can always just come back and click on edit site. I told you from this title bar, we have edit sites and then we have edit post. Edit site is used to edit the template that is displaying or rendering that page, and edit post or edit page is used to edit content on that particular page. I want to click on edit sites to show you the template. Alternatively, I'm also going to go to appearance and go back to my editor. We try to go back to templates. Under templates here, let us identify the templates that are for posts. I've already opened it for editing, but I've also tried to look at it. Now, if I try to scroll among these templates, there is a particular template which is labeled posts, single posts. From my hierarchy or my tree I did show you at the very beginning, when creating posts, WordPress uses single post template to render all the posts. Unless you don't have this one, then it will use the index page, index template to read or to display the posts. So in your template, you download it maybe in the upcoming demo. Please just scroll and look for a template labeled single posts for you to display how your posts are going to look like. If you want to check the blog, all the blogs at once, how they are going to be displayed, then you can use the archive template, unless you have specified also, because you can specify templates by category, by tag, by author, so that every time a person opens a post which is for news, you will have a different view. If another one opens or filters to tags, can also have different views. So for our case, again, here I'll click on single post. In this new tab, it has already opened. This is how our template looks like. How do you know the template which is currently opened? The command palette displays the template or the content you are editing. Right now, the template I've opened is called single posts, and the command palette is displaying this. So I can now edit my header, I can change the title, I can go back and change the information in the sidebar here, and I can customize it accordingly. Even here, post author, in case I don't want authors to be visible, I can remove this metadata. I can also click on this and remove accordingly. So later I'll be showing you how to create these ones from scratch, but editing has been what I wanted to achieve in this presentation. Any change you make in the template, always click save and then return to your dashboard to customize other templates accordingly. There are instances when you may not get a template you want. You've known the template that should be there, but you don't get, say, such template. So to create your own templates, you can always click add template and choose, is it for blog home? Is it archive? Is it category archive? Is it date? Are they tags? Or it's a custom? In custom, you can create a template according to your preference. So we'll explore this later in creating from scratches. But in case the template is not there, you can add it using the add template button. All right, that is it. All I had for you today on how we can edit templates. I now want to welcome questions from you, colleagues. If you have any question, any query that you want me to respond to as we wrap up our class today, you're free to put up your hand. If you have a comment, you're free to unmute and give the comment. In the next lecture, we'll try to learn how to create layouts. Because you realize in today's discussion, we've not looked at how to change colors. Still using the site editor here. In the next lecture, we shall learn how we can customize styles, create a color palette, how we can set fonts. This is coming up later. For today's discussion has always been on templates. Now, let me welcome views from you. Okay, Mr. Lubega, your hand is up. Kindly unmute and ask your questions, sir.
Thank you, facilitator. Really, from the share, it is all going well as for now. You've made me to understand possibly the templates. Actually, I've picked that today. And also to understand the difference of how to use edit site and also edit pages. Because according to my research, that one has been disturbing me a lot. My question is just simple. We have been using WordPress Studio as we have been familiar to XAMPP. So I wish to know whether this one was also offline or all this what you have been doing is online. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for the compliment. Just to answer immediately before we have any other person. Yes, WordPress Studio is fully offline. You can install WordPress entirely when you're offline. Yeah, so for enhancements, because there are times maybe you may just want to get latest themes, latest plugins. That is inevitable when you need the internet. But installing WordPress, it is purely offline. You can use it. To also give you something very, very interesting, I've also recorded a video and uploaded on YouTube how we can use XAMPP. So for our case, we'll put recommendation to using Studio because I share the video today. But in case you still cannot be converted and you still want XAMPP, I have recorded that video on how to use XAMPP as well. Please let me have other members respond accordingly. You're free to put up your hand, ask your question, or give a compliment as we wrap it up from here. Yeah. Now, thank you. I don't think there's any question. I am going to. Oh, okay. Comrade Peter, please unmute.
Okay, thanks once again, and I really appreciate for the discussion of us for today. To me also, I have a question. Like, can I be able to migrate my website from WordPress Studio to the paid host or the domain studio after designing? I don't know whether it is possible. After designing, then I just migrate it to the host studio now.
All right. Thank you, Comrade Peter, for the question. Yes, it is truly possible for us to migrate content, to migrate sites. In later sessions, I'm going to show you how we can migrate content from, because those of you who have already paid and looking forward to pay, I've promised this. I'm going to create a subdomain for you, and later we'll be migrating the site from either local XAMPP or even Studio to our domain. So I will have a demonstration on how to migrate our website to a live hosting, from local host to live hosting. Mr. Innocent, I think this is again another question. Please unmute, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the opportunity. Mine is first of all, thanks for the coverage that you have given us today. At least we have gone more deep compared to the other 2 days that we had. So the third day really has been of so much engagement, more so in practicals. But the other thing is, among the 3 local environments that we are using, that is XAMPP, local, and then this latest one, WordPress Studio. Which one is best to use? Because when you look at local and the WordPress Studio, almost it's like the framework is the same, or the interface is like the same. So which one is better? Or we are going to be basing on this one for just the training that we are having? Because me, I want to know which one is better than the other, so that we can stick on that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, for WordPress, WordPress Studio is the best for now. You can just look at the tools. Please observe. This is WordPress Studio interface. You can see it on my screen. Once your site is running, additional tools you have, you can quickly jump to the site editor. You can jump to the navigation, styles, templates to customize your theme. Besides that, you even have the VS Code ability to, if you're a developer, because this WordPress Studio was developed for us, for you and me, the developers. So you can later enhance your website that is in VS Code or any other builder you use. There's even ability for you to add command or to use command prompt. If you even sign in, look here, if you connect your site, rather studio, to WordPress-account.com by signing in, you have a virtual assistant to help you. You can even sync some of the sites you've created locally here. Later, you can try to share them online or host it on WordPress.com online as to show someone or to show your client. I will have a demonstration later as we get deeper on how you can sync your site from localhost to WordPress.com without paying a hosting company for a shorter time, to allow your clients look at what you have done accordingly. There is ability to import, export data. So this tool has been tailored for you using WordPress. Why today I had to record a video for XAMPP was because XAMPP has additional tasks, like maybe you are coding and you really want to simulate a server, and maybe you are not using WordPress. So I really thought people needed knowledge on using XAMPP for its versatility and the cross-platform ability it has. But for WordPress, let's stick to WordPress Studio to really keep with these features which are tailored to us while using WordPress. All right, colleagues, once more, I want to invite any colleague. Thank you, Pastor, for keeping time and always being on call together with Comrade Atim and Innocent. Thank you for the consistency, Comrade Peter. Other colleagues who have been on call and probably left because of unavoidable circumstance. I don't know the person who has used Techno today. Could you unmute so that I can know you? Is the person here who has used Techno? Is it possible to unmute and greet us? Somebody is using Techno. I've asked you to unmute. Okay, I have a message in the chat. Should you be the one? Okay. I can't hear from him or her. Can I have a volunteer to lead us in the closing prayer as we wrap it up from here and meet up on Monday? I have Sunday for you to consult. If there's anything you didn't understand today or you need personal support, Sunday is there before the next lecture. Please, yes, Comrade Innocent, kindly give us a closing prayer.
Yes, before I give in the closing prayer, there's a message, I think, from Peter. She was trying to demonstrate something of installation as faith. maybe first respond to him, then I get back.
Yeah. Installation failed. There was an error while installing the application. Check the setup log for. Now, I may want to know the operating system Peter is using. So Peter, I really think you'll share your screen later after this call for the recording. You're going to share your screen, and I walk you through how we try to troubleshoot that error together.
Excuse me.
Yes, Pastor.
For me, I experienced that very one when I downloaded the 32 32-bit, but when I clicked close, it continued to install because I was already on the internet. The setup upgraded to 64-bit.
Immediately. Oh, okay.
Yes, immediately. So let him first close, and then and we see if he still has internet.
Hey, that's good feedback. Thank you.
I experienced it.
Thank you for the feedback. Let me ask Comrade to pray, and then we try to discuss with Comrade Peter. Mr. Innocent, do you mind giving us a closing prayer?
It's okay, sir. I'm ready.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Let's humble ourselves and we pray. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this day. We want to thank you for ending the week successfully, for making us at least end our first week of masterclass website design. We thank the tutor, Mr. Dennis Kruger, and all the participants who have engaged from day 1 to day 3. We pray that as we come for next week, that will be week 2, Father, may we have the same spirit. May you enable us get the resources that will mobilize us to log in successfully. And also we pray for those who didn't manage to log in today. We pray for those challenges they might have met, that next time, Father, they be amidst us. We don't have much to pray from you, Father, but the little I prayed, bless them. In Jesus' mighty name I prayed and believe. Amen.
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 Yeah.
So, colleagues, let's have a good weekend. Sunday for consultations and Monday for the next lecture. Till then, may the Lord bless you. See you later.
Amen. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.